Hey everybody over at CEF, David Bradley with Grant Cardone's office. Thought I'd shoot this quick video out. I want to go over a couple things about the university. You all have full access to our program now. The way to get inside is you just go to this website, www.cardoneuniversity.com. Click on sign in, put your email address in there, and then for the password, just put Cardone1 with a capital C and then number 1 at the end. It's totally case sensitive, so just keep that in mind. But I wanted to give you guys a couple things here. There's a big picture that goes with this program, and then we'll take a little bit of a deep dive. But there's some things I'd like you to think with as you're exploring Cardone University. So the first thing is that the program is really about building and then handling. And what I mean by that is that we want to build a solid foundation for an office, for an individual salesperson, and then the company as a team. So as you guys are starting to think with, hey, how do I use this program myself? First and foremost, we want to use it to build discipline. Discipline meaning a student. We want to be students of the art and science of selling. Second thing we want to do is we want to create a mindset of success, successful thinking. We want people thinking bigger than they already are. We want to just blow that concept up. And then the third thing is going to be skill. So before you can have skill, you got to have discipline and you got to have the right mindset. Otherwise, the skill isn't going to be as powerful. Does that make sense? If you apply that to sports, think about that for a second. And that should make sense for you. But then when we get into handling, salespeople have three key problems. Salespeople, companies, and offices have three key problems. It's obscurity, it's persistence, and it's certainty. Obscurity is the biggest challenge. If they don't know who you are, they can't do business with you, right? If you're not certain about who you are and what you're doing, that's going to have a huge impact on you. Okay, training builds certainty. Repetition is the way to certainty. Okay, and then persistence. Do I have the discipline and the mindset and the skill to stay in it, to win it, to push through my resistance, the client's resistance, and get it done? Right? So we're going to build with the discipline, the mindset, the skill. We're going to handle obscurity, we're going to handle certainty, and we're going to handle persistence. And so when you start thinking with how do I use the program big picture, right? So there's a couple things you want to start thinking with. There's two perspectives. There's a leadership perspective, and then there's the individual perspective. So there's group training that you can do with Cardone University. Daily sales meetings to get the attitude right, to get people motivated, excited to be here, focused on their goals and their dreams, and really pushing to become better today than they were yesterday. We're going to do that as a group. Okay. Again, mindset, okay, and discipline. So we want to do that even every single day. That would make sense. And then how can I use Cardone University to develop skill for the team? So if you think about your immediate team, the group that you work with, what's one thing that if this group was just a little bit better at, if they just became masters at this one specific thing as a team, the office would see an immediate spike in production, 15, 30, 40%. What's that one thing? So should we be training on that as a group? Absolutely. So you guys can start using Cardone University for group training to develop the skill that group needs. Second piece of this thing, though, is as an individual. Okay. So if you're a leader and you have a meeting with a salesperson, you can ask him that exact same question, but just specific to him. What's that one thing you need to get a handle on? What's that one thing you need to fix to see an immediate 15 to 30% increase in your production? And then that's what they need to be working on. Okay, so what makes an individual great? You have great people in your offices, right? What is it that makes that unique person great? Everybody's got their own sets of strengths, and everybody's got their own sets of challenges. Okay, so we can start using Cardone University as a tool individually to play to our strength, to make sure that saw is sharp, and then sharpen the places where the saw is dull or needs a stone, if you will. And Cardone University is going to be your stone. Okay. The third piece, though, is for preparation and debrief, or warm up and debrief. So if I have an appointment with a client and I know I'm going to anticipate, or I'm anticipating a very specific objection, I'm predicting there's going to be a challenge here, okay, I'm going to use Cardone University to prepare myself, just get my attitude right, but also work on some skills, maybe look at some closing material, objection handling, ways to prepare for this appointment so when I go in, I'm certain, okay? Or I'm going to debrief. So if I meet with a client, I was prepared, but it still didn't go the way I wanted, right? What did I learn? Okay, I don't believe failure. There is no failure until you quit. That's a classic Cardone quote. It's a personal favorite of mine. Okay, so your people should be either winning or learning. Okay, but they don't have to lose. Follow? So I'm going to give you sort of 6 tips or mindsets or attitudes, however you want to look at them. These are the last 6. Thank you so much for spending 5 minutes with me already. Here's the 6. I want you guys to think with, can I use Cardone University to literally create that certainty where I can handle any situation, you personally, okay? And then pass that down to your salespeople, where your salespeople know, hey, I'm 100% certain here that whatever pops up, I got either an answer or a way to get the answer. Okay, and that's what Cardone University is really all about. It's about solving problems, okay, through training. Okay, number 2, there's enough content in this program to keep you guys busy for the next 3 years, as it is right now. Okay, so what's great about the program, there's plenty of variety, and there's every solution that you could possibly imagine is inside that program. Okay, third thing, think about this. When was the last time you worked with a client and everything went right? It was perfect client exchange, and the end result is what? Lifelong customer, great relationship, repeat and referral business, right? You have a connection with that person. You are now bonded to that person in a way that, right? You know what I'm talking about? How would you like more of those? Okay, so that's the third thing. I want you guys to start thinking, can I use this program? I'm going to use this program to build more, even more lifelong connections and relationships with our clients. Fourth thing, how do we use Cardone University in a way that separates us from the pack, okay? Where the SEAF way is the way, meaning every other real estate company in South Africa is now chasing you. They're on your tails. They follow your lead now, okay? You're almost there already, okay? So we're going to use Cardone University as the tool to get you over there, where you guys are the only ones worth dealing with, right? How would that be? And that's because of the experience that you deliver to the client, right? So then the fifth thing, and then I'm almost done, growth is key, okay? If you look at a plant, if a plant or a tree or a shrub or an animal is not growing, what are they doing? Okay, so humans are the exact same way. If we're not growing, then we're dying, and we feel it. Right? And it doesn't have to be a physical death, but it can certainly be a mental or an emotional death. If you're not doing something every day to become better today than you were yesterday, then you're on a downward slope. And I know you wouldn't want that for your people. Last thing. What kind of a contribution do you guys want to make to yourself, to an individual salesperson, to the office, and your community? What kind of contributions do you guys want to make? And if you think about somebody like Bill Gates, right? This is probably if not really close to one of the richest men in the world, but he is also one of the most generous philanthropists on the planet. He gives more than he makes, okay? But he couldn't do that. He couldn't help that many people unless he had created this massive amount of success. So let's use Cardone University to create a massive amount of success so that we can even contribute even better to ourselves, our families, our office, our community, our continent, our planet, right? So thank you guys. If I can help, my email address, david@grantcardone.com. My direct phone number, 310-777-0352. My Skype ID is dbradley72. So if you want to hop on Skype with me and just have a little bit of a powwow and maybe have me take you on a short tour, totally happy to do that. Reach out to me, shoot me an email. We'll set some time up to get on Skype together. Any questions, concerns, challenges, issues, revelations that you've had you want to share with me, I'm all in. So thanks again. Have an awesome week, and hope your September goes as great as mine. Thanks again. Have an awesome day.